Hello and welcome back to Casey's Garage. Today I am working on my '03 Hummer H2. I know it's got a slew of some issues. I have a bad caliper over here, so my new pads and rotors are now not new no more. So this inner pad is wore out, my pistons are stuck. My diff cover, I decided to put a drain plug in the bottom, and that turned out to be a bad idea because it decided it was going to leak, and for whatever reason I can't seem to get it to weld, stop leaking. So I'm going to do diff cover, and I also learned that there's a drain plug on the bottom of the differential, but I don't know if it's going to come out. So we're going to try and get that out once I do the diff cover. So if it doesn't come out, maybe I can, tap it or torch it and make it usable. The air filter, we'll see. I'm going to try and I just blew it out for now, get by. I have a check engine light for misfires for banks for the left bank. So 1, 3, 5, 7. 5 and 6 are misfiring, which are the towards the back. These trucks have, considering this is a 6-liter, LS-based engine from GM. So the only things that really cause misfires on these things normally is your intake gaskets, your fuel pressure, then you got your ignition stuff. And if you drop below 55 psi, you can start getting misfire problems because these things like to be around 53 to 55, maybe 52. Well, right now at idle I'm at 50, and when you put it under load or around 2500 is the sweet spot on these, they start to misfire bad because the pressure drops to about 48, 49 pounds. So you're going to get misfires on multiple cylinders. So that's what happened to this one. So I got to replace the fuel pump. You can try a fuel filter, but it's not likely. I mean, this truck I've put and replaced a fuel filter on this thing probably every pump. And I've been through 2 pumps on this already. So I doused the fuel filter. I mean, it clogs up that bad you might want to flush your tank. So it's going to need a fuel pump. I'm going to see if it's warranted out or not. Maybe I can. I got to get new wiper blades. Like I said, I got to get a new caliper. Gotta replace the pads, diff cover, and I gotta find out in here. I don't know if it's this arm, like in the ball joint, if it's this side or that side, with something creaking and popping. I'm pretty sure it's the upper arm. I want to say it's the passenger side that's doing it. I already did the axles, did those a few months back, because boots were old and having issues. I know I'm going to have to do a wheel bearing potentially at some point. I think it's this side. This is the only side I don't think I've replaced in a long time. Obviously it's rusty. So I gotta do that once I put it all back together. Rotate the tires for the last time, because they're pretty down there. I can get one more oil change or so out of them, which is like another 4,000 miles. Then I'm gonna get some Toyo AT3s. Probably gonna go through Tire Agent or something for them. Let's see what else I have to do this thing. I had a list. I changed oil, filters, did an inspection on it underneath. Probably gonna do a muffler next year because it's getting pretty well rotted out. Under here is still looks pretty well. I coat this thing with fluid film pretty much every year, which is why I have everything still. I replace these rubber bump stops that are not here. There should be a rubber cone, so I gotta get those. Everything on this vehicle is expensive. They didn't make a lot, so I figure a caliper is like $150, air filter is like $100. Is there anything on this thing that requires anything but an oil change is pretty much going to be about $100, especially because I try and do OEM. I don't like buying too much aftermarket, but I think I'm going to do that this time just to save myself a little bit of cash. like, you know, on those bump stops, try and get Amazon or a Rock Auto or something. So we'll see. Just pretty well rotted. Let me see. What is in here? Let's see, what's the name of this? So I'm currently using Xtool. It's a free OBD2, runs off your phone. And you gotta download the app. You know, I selected one for GM because most of my fleet's GM based. Can't wait for it to reload. So let's do an auto. It's pretty fast, honestly. It does live data, codes, all kinds of things. Let's do selection for powertrain. No codes found. The only thing that was in here was a P0300, which is a random misfire. Then you can go into like live data. Go into engine, gives you all these different variations. I went to misfire. You have fuel trims. We go in here. That's how I watch the misfires on the cylinders. That's how I know which ones are doing it and why I'm going fuel pump based, because these three here, the 5, 6, 7, and then every once in a while I get like an 8. That's how I know I got more than just a typical issue. It does all kinds of different functions. This is just off my Android. Let's see here. This is kind of what it looks like on the face. And do different things. And it just gives you a little icon in the corner up here, like any tool or any scan. It starts up kind of like this. And you just go into diagnostics, and then I went under GM for this one. And then you just start the process. Works quite well. It's worth the money. I don't remember how much it was. I don't think it was a whole lot. But for anybody who's doing stuff, it's a great buy. It just runs off your phone. Key out under the dinger. And you just get the little wireless dongle. It does a great job. It has 3 lights that light up on the back, let you know it's working. So it's something to consider if you're working on, vehicles. Something quick and easy to grab, to use. I do have bigger scanners, but I figured why not just use this, do what I needed for the job, and then using this for my fuel pressure, from Harbor Freight. They work well for what they are. They have issues at times, but if you treat them well, you get some use. Which is how I know this one needs a fuel pump. I'll probably do the fuel pump, fuel filter. I always do them both. and then we'll be good. I just gotta wash it and do some other things, but you know, typical car shit. In any case, I'm gonna go get parts figured out, find out what all this is gonna cost, and get to it. Thanks for watching. Bye.